right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. Let's get straight into it here. The first story that I've got for you guys today. Let's go ahead and start out with a Nick Walker story. Nick Walker has been the talk of the bodybuilding industry really since he's won the Arnold Classic, but going all the way back to the New York Pro that he also won. And while a lot of that talk has been positive talk, there's also been some negative as well. A lot of that negative coming from, surprisingly, old school bodybuilders. And one of the bodybuilders that has been the most vocal about Nick Walker in a negative way has been Robbie Robinson. Now, Robbie has said all kinds of things, ranging from calling Nick a caveman-looking physique to actually straight up calling Nick ugly, saying that he doesn't even deserve to call himself the Mutant as his nickname, just a bunch of stuff like that. So I wanted to start out this video with some positive vibes from Nick Walker that I saw him comment on Robbie Robinson's most recent post just like an hour ago at the time that I'm recording this video. Robbie Robinson put up this post with a picture of himself, and Nick Walker just simply leaves the comment on that post, "Hope you have a great day." Just some positive vibes from your Arnold Classic champion. Just another reason why I like Nick Walker. He knows how to handle himself on social media. He's done a really good job at that, and I like the way that he responds to criticism, even the most severe criticism, like what Robbie Robinson has been directing at him. So I really like that, and I want to start off the video with that. And by now, you guys have seen my Olympia prediction video where I predicted Nick will not only make the first call-out at the Olympia this year, I predicted him to land in 4th place. So if you have not seen that video, check that out. But more importantly, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section of this video. Where do you think Nick will place at this year's Olympia in less than a week? It's crazy to think that we're less than a week from the Olympia, the biggest day of the year in bodybuilding. The most exciting time to be a bodybuilding fan is now. It's peak week, baby. It's Olympia buildup. Now is the time for us to fly our bodybuilding flags and let our opinions be heard. So comment those opinions in the comment section down below and thumbs up this video if you're excited for the Olympia this weekend, because I know I am. Now, next up in the news, another physique update from Chris Bumstead that we know is recent because in this update, his beard is shaved. We know that he shaved his beard within the last couple of weeks, meaning that all the updates that he posts without the beard are the most recent of those updates. So look, to be honest, Chris has given us plenty of updates. This is one of many that we've seen so far during his Olympia prep for this year, where I think he is going to actually get the three-peat. He's already won 2 titles. I think this will be his 3rd. My prediction, you guys already know, is that he's going to win this Classic Physique Olympia. And by the way, my Olympia predictions, my full Classic Physique Olympia predictions are coming tonight, so stay tuned for that. But look, this is just basically like a front relax pose, standing under some crazy goon light. There's really not much you can say about Chris's physique in this update, other than from everything that we've seen, the cumulative picture of what we can say about Chris's physique from all the updates that he's given us over the weeks. I think he looks fantastic. I think he looks bigger and better than ever. And I think he's going to win the Olympia this year. I don't think there's any question in my mind that Chris is just a safe bet for the win. And like I said before, if you guys have any pick to win the Classic Physique Olympia that's not Chris, I'm really curious to know in the comment section below who that is. So if Chris is going to lose this year, who is it that's beating him? Let me know. And we're also going to talk about Iain later in this video, which I know you guys are going to want to see. And now a word from our sponsors over at Labrada Nutrition. Come on. Now, next up in the news, let's talk about Akim Williams. So he posted a physique update to his story, which we can assume is taken in Orlando. It doesn't look like the same hotel as he was in for the Arnold Classic, where he also posted pictures from. Now, look, Akim was my pick to win the Arnold Classic this year, with the caveat that he was able to bring the same package that he brought to last year's Olympia, which got him not only first call-out, but 6th place at the Olympia. He nailed his conditioning, came close to 100% at that Olympia. And I thought if he could replicate that package, that he would be able to win the Arnold Classic. Well, he did not do that. His conditioning was off, significantly off, I would say. And not only that, but he was 5th place at the Arnold. So not quite close to how he looked at the Olympia last year, and not quite close to that Olympia placing. So look, Akim's physique, I really like. I like the size that he's got. I love his structure. I love how small his waist is. Crazy thick back, crazy wide back. His lats look crazy from the front, even though the insertions are a little bit high. Crazy wide shoulder to waist ratio. Bicep peaks, just monstrous. Crazy legs. I mean, all around, this guy, he is a mass monster. He's got all the muscle of like a Nick Walker or even a big Robbie. This guy has the size. If you guys are size fans, Akim is your guy. And look at this front double bicep. It's a beautiful pose for Akim. A fantastic pose for Akim. But historically, throughout Akim's whole career, the main thing that he's really struggled with is conditioning. He's had a really hard time figuring out that recipe. And I know that between the Olympia last year, where he looked really good from a conditioning standpoint, and the Arnold Classic this year, where he looked kind of bad from a conditioning standpoint, he actually switched coaches. And you guys might have noticed in my Olympia prediction video yesterday, Akim was not in my top 6. And the reason for that is because I don't believe that Akim has figured out that recipe. I don't think he's nailed that formula yet to come in with that conditioning or better and do it consistently. And I think that's what we saw happen at the Arnold Classic. He missed the mark by a lot at the Arnold. There's no denying it. Structurally, fantastic. Pound for pound, size, fantastic. Conditioning, subpar. And that's something he's always struggled with, like I said, all throughout his career. And I'm really not convinced now that he can replicate what he brought last year at this year's Olympia. Now look, I would love to see Akim come in and blow last year's Olympia package out of the water and just look phenomenal from a conditioning standpoint at this year's Olympia. But in all good conscience, when people ask me what I think, I really don't think he's got the formula figured out. So I don't think he's going to improve upon 6. I just don't see him. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't see him in my top 6, but let me know if you guys do. I have a hard time after that 5th place at the Arnold thinking that he's got it figured out. And I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit harsh, and I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit negative, but I was kind of disappointed in that placing, to be honest. I thought Akim was going to come in and win the whole show, and I really think he could have. He could have won the Arnold if he was in shape, but he just wasn't. I think he was way off the mark, and I just have a feeling it's going to be a similar story at the Olympia. Now, next up in the news, let's take a listen to Lionel Beyeke explaining, he posted this on his Instagram, explaining why he was unable to compete and why he's been withdrawing from these recent competitions, including this year's Arnold Classic. Now, he posted this clip on his Instagram, but it does cut off after the minute mark, but just listen to it. This is his explanation for why he was not at the Arnold Classic this year, or last year for that matter, even though he was invited and on the list both years.
Hello, my friend. I hope you are doing well. So I just want to answer for so many people who asking me, Lionel, why you are not comparing. And I just want to let them know. So I planned so many shows this year and a year before, but things never happened like I planned it. So, and sometimes we have to understand, to pull back a little bit. And, wait the great moment and keep doing your job or what you want to do. So it's my plan now. My plan is, just keep focused for next year, and because for me, it's better for me right now to...
Now, next up in the news, I want to share with you guys, this is Julius Maddox, who's the current bench press world record holder. This is his thoughts on Daniel Zamani, who has been garnering a little bit of a social media following lately for the fact that he's been able to really move some pretty impressive raw bench press numbers on his Instagram. Now, granted, I don't think he's ever competed in a raw powerlifting meet, but recently he did bench press, and this is the video you're watching right now, 352.5 kgs or 777 pounds, allegedly raw, which is extremely close to Julius Maddox's current world record. So this interview done by Seriousness and Silliness on YouTube, by all means, check them out. Go subscribe. This is Julius's thoughts on Daniel Zamani, and before we get into it, this is something that I've heard a lot of. Every time that I've talked about Daniel Zamani or reposted something that he's done, I get a lot of fake weights comments. A lot of people are not fully convinced that everything that Daniel is doing is above board. And look, I'm not going to make a judgment on that in this video, but this was Julius Maddox's take, and I thought he had a really good take here. So listen to this.
Daniel Zamani. There's been a lot of talk about this Iranian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you think?
Man, that's another one of those things, man. Like, part of me thinks he's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Then another part of me is like, you know, how long has he been competing?
I don't think he's been in a competition as of yet. I might be wrong.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't know if you've done your research. So I would say he's been competing equipped lifting.
Oh, not okay.
For like 5 years, 6 years maybe.
Okay.
But he just did single ply.
Okay.
So just a one ply jacket, which is not too much. And he's never even, I want to say, he's benched more raw than he did equipped.
Okay. All right.
So there's a lot of talk down the line and people saying that the weights are fake and all this stuff. And,
I've heard that too. Yeah.
That he's just using this as clout for other reasons, for social media reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you know, I talk to him and I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, again, I'm one of those type of guys where I'm staying in my own lane.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told him, he you know, we had this conversation. He's like, everyone, when you tell the world that what I'm doing is real and you support it, and I'm like, look, bro, until you step on the stage, till you get on the platform and do it at a sanctioned meet with calibrated plates, then there's nothing I could say or do to help support.
Now, the final story that I've got for you guys today, I want to address this. I have seen the negativity in the comment section on Ian's Instagram page, a lot of it directed at me. And you guys might have seen me going back and forth with Ian in some of those comments. Nothing disrespectful, just talking with Ian in those comment sections. But I want to clear this up. And this is the final time that I'm going to speak on any kind of beef between me and Ian, because there isn't any. I don't have any beef, any hard feelings, any ill will, or any really negativity towards Iain Valliere at all. But he certainly seems to think there is. So there's been lots of comments that I've seen. This is just one of them. So he's responding to a comment, which is typically where a lot of this comes into play. And he says, Nick just dislikes me. He would probably say Steve was in the same condition I was. And then I respond like I always do when I see Ian say this. And I say, I don't know why you keep saying this. I don't dislike you. I've seen him say that I hate him. I've seen him say that I hate his physique. I want to clear this up. I don't hate Ian. I don't hate his physique. The honest truth of the matter is that the past couple of times he's competed, which have been the Arnold Classic, the Texas Pro, and the Tampa Pro before that, I just haven't been as impressed with his physique compared to how he looked at the 2020 Olympia. I thought he looked better there than he looked at any of those three shows. And look, that's just my opinion. Bodybuilding is a subjective, opinion-based sport. I'm not coming out and shitting on Ian. I'm not coming out and saying he looks like trash. I'm just saying that all the shows that I've seen him do, the past three, I just liked his look at the Olympia better, and I note that in almost every video that I do. And some of the placings and even some of the wins I have been surprised by. And at the end of the day, I think Ian doesn't like me saying that. I don't think Ian likes the criticism that I'm giving him. I don't think he likes really any of the what he perceives negativity from me. But look, you guys know me. This has never came from a malicious place when I have even gone as far as to criticize Ian's physique. Actually, one of the criticisms that I get the most is that I ride the fence too much. I'm too middle ground. I'm too neutral on issues. People get mad about that. So if anything, I would say I'm too nice when I give my opinion on these guys. But at the end of the day, if my personal opinion on Ian and some of the recent appearances that he's had, like the Arnold Classic, for example, I was surprised that he took second place there. I'm not saying he looked like crap, but I'm not going to say I wasn't surprised. I just say my reaction. I was surprised, so I say it. If we go back to the Texas Pro and I say I prefer Steve's physique and I had Steve winning at prejudging, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to lie to make a bodybuilder feel better. If my honest opinion wasn't that I preferred Ian's physique over someone else's at every single show that he's done over the past three shows, I'm not just going to say that to make people feel better. I'm sorry if it comes out as negativity or that I'm hating or however Ian seems to be perceiving it. And this comment is an example of that. He seems to think I don't like him or that I don't like his physique. Actually, I do like his physique. I like him as a person. I like watching his training videos. I like the style of training that he does when he preps for these shows. I like the guy. And for some reason, I feel like he wants there to be this beef between us. Like there's some kind of, I don't know. I think one thing is the fact that I reported on the Melissa Bumstead situation. I get it. He probably didn't like me talking about that. I get that. But look, that was huge news. I'm not going to not do my job. Everybody else was talking about the situation. I'm not going to not talk about it just because I like Chris or I like Iain. I mean, it's just my job. There's no personal feelings involved in this. I couldn't care less. And if he feels like the last couple shows I was negative, I'm sorry that he feels that way. I just felt like the Olympia 2020 was his best appearance to date, and I just didn't feel like he beat that at Texas, Tampa, or the Arnold. And I was surprised about the Arnold second place placing. That's it. It's not hate. So if anyone sees these negative comments, I don't have hard feelings towards Iain. I don't dislike him. There's no beef on my end towards Iain. I just don't think he likes some of the things that I've said. But you guys know it's not been disrespectful. It's not been out of malice. And this is the thing. I'm constantly walking on eggshells when it comes to half this stuff, and this is why. And I even had Iain, if you guys saw my prediction video yesterday, Iain is in my Olympia top 6 over a lot of really good bodybuilders. So that's it. I don't dislike the guy. Iain, if you've taken offense to anything that I've said, I apologize. I didn't mean any negativity or malice towards you. It doesn't come from that kind of place. This is the last time I'll speak on it. From now on, it's just going to be talking about Iain's placings and how he looked at shows. Whatever he decides to comment in comment sections, it's fine. I don't care. If he wants to have beef with me, that's fine, but there's no negativity or beef from me towards Iain. If there was, you guys would know. There's not. But that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. That's enough rambling for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you think I do a good job with my criticism and commentary and giving my opinions in a fair, neutral, unbiased, not negative way, give it a thumbs up. Like the video. It's free. It's easy. It helps out a lot. And it shows that I'm just doing what I'm trying to. It's my job, dude. You guys get it. I'm rambling again. I'm going to cut it off there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, Nick Strength and Power signing out.
Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight, and everybody's dancing